Let me ask Secretary of State for Defense John Healey to begin.
Thank you.
Wow, what we just heard from Secretary of State for Defense John Healey is massive. The E5 defense ministers gathered in London at a time when European security is facing one of its most serious tests yet.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today in London here, we held our fifth E5 defense ministers meeting at what has become a significant moment in European security. We face a new era of threat. War in Europe, rising Russian aggression, and last night Putin hit a new level of hostility against Europe. We saw across NATO's eastern border a serious violation of Polish airspace, deep enough for Warsaw airport to be closed, and NATO jets shooting down Russian drones in what is the first defensive action of its kind since Putin launched his full-scale attack on Ukraine. And just at the same period as Russia's attacks on Ukraine intensify. And as the Prime Minister Starmer said this morning, these moves, he said, only serve to remind us of President Putin's blatant disregard for peace. So together, we, the E5, totally condemn these attacks. Russians' actions are reckless, they're dangerous, they're unprecedented. We see what Putin is doing. Yet again, he is testing us. Yet again, we will stand firm. And Defense Minister Kosiniak-Kamysz rightly returned home to Poland in the very early hours of this morning to deal with this unprecedented situation. We pay tribute to the Polish and NATO personnel involved in such a rapid and effective defensive action. And my message to Marcin and the Polish people is this. As your NATO ally, we will support you, our Polish friends. As your NATO ally, we will play our part to help secure the safety of your people. And following our discussions today, I've asked our UK armed forces to look at options to bolster NATO's air defense over Poland.
Let's break this down. Russian drones actually violated Polish airspace last night, so deep that Warsaw airport had to be shut down. NATO jets were scrambled and shot them down. This is the first time NATO has carried out a defensive action of this kind since Putin launched his full-scale invasion of Ukraine. That's not just significant, that's historic. Now, leaders across the E5 made it very clear. They're calling Putin's actions reckless, dangerous, and unprecedented. And honestly, they're right. This is Putin pushing the limits once again, testing how far the West is willing to go. Poland's defense minister rushed home immediately, and NATO personnel responded swiftly. Credit where it's due. The coordination and speed of that action probably prevented something far worse from happening. And here's the kicker. The UK isn't just talking. Healey announced that British forces are now exploring ways to actually bolster NATO's air defense over Poland. That's a strong message of solidarity, one that Poland and the rest of Europe desperately need right now. In my opinion, this shows two things. First, NATO is ready to act decisively when its members are threatened. Second, Putin might have just underestimated the level of unity he's up against. If he thought NATO would hesitate, this response proves otherwise. What do you think? Is this a turning point in how NATO handles Russian aggression? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the latest breakdowns and reactions to major world events. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.